just the other day, I said, I need to understand a little bit about economic development. And so I jump into this economic development. I find this site called clear.gov. Go looking at it, and I was able to track back how our economic development was in terms of spending relative to, they had a baseline in 2018, but then it went back 10 years. And we spend 85% less on economic development than a similarly sized city. It's not good. But I couldn't speak on that fact before I did research. I couldn't speak on that until I did I feel economic development was important? Sure I did, but I couldn't talk about it until I got to that stage, until I did my research and learned the things I need to learn, and that's what I'm enthusiastic about doing. You know, I always say, you know, you can look in Ridgecrest and you can learn people, but you have to learn their qualities, their characters, and I've been doing that for all these years that I think I got a good rhythm on this community. I think I understand when people are talking. I said in one of my questions of the days, you know, one of my most frustrating things is people that walk up and say, we and us. You know, walk up to the podium, we don't believe in this. You're one person, you don't believe in this. You know, you should not do this to us. You should not do this to me. You're not speaking as a collective. This is a collective community, and we need to stop focusing on this handful of voices and start listening to the whole community. I think the perfect, you know, Penny Pool, that is an absolute need that the entire community is clamoring to get back. Why aren't we taking the steps that are necessary? And what are the things that we can do creatively? Can we, sell it to a third-party entrepreneur that wants to build an aquatic center, and maybe all we have to do is, come up with some back-end plan. I don't know. But I'm willing to explore those things. My idea about going out to the county line, that is just makes, or to 395, not the county line, but going up to 395. I know that, what is 50,000, 500,000? There's some crazy number, the number of people that drive by that intersection at China Lake and 395 on the south side. Just imagine what happens if we can get 5% of them to make a right-hand turn. And then we add that 5% to a billboard that says, Timbisha Shoshone Casino, 8 miles ahead. And then we are able to tie that to 2 more restaurants, or this, or that. These are not all the things that I'm thinking about, one specific thing, but it starts at a catalyst that says, we're gonna build these things into what our DNA is. We go all the way to 395, we make that part of the city. We make that corner at China Lake and 395, we make that part of the city. And you develop just enough business to draw that right-hand turn in. It's an economic driver that's a potentially 10% to 15% growth all of a sudden for the community that nobody gets. And it's okay, because when I got here to Ridgecrest, so I stayed at the Econo Lodge my first night. I came for my interview, I came in the night before. I think I understood over time why this community had its isolationist mentality. It started at the base and it stayed for so long. We got to get rid of that as much as we can. We have to stop doing the not in my backyard type, this isn't going to happen, or this shouldn't happen, or that shouldn't happen, because a handful of us are going to cry about it or be upset about it, or it's going to, we need housing. We need low-income housing. We need residential housing. We need more businesses. We need to turn the isolation mentality of this community into a hub mentality. It would be so much more effective for our long-term economic health to be a hub than to be isolated. And I think many people in the community recognize that we have this mentality, but because they've been in it for so long, they have a hard time seeing it from an outside perspective. But every single person I talk to that moves in here over a couple of years, like, do you see the isolationist mentality? We have to unlock those thoughts. And when Rich Christ is always at its best when we are the people pushing the mission. When we want to block something, we are great at destroying stuff. And we almost did it with the casino inappropriately. I'm not stating pro, anti. I'm saying that council voted 3-2 and made a decision. That should have been it. We should never have spun our wheels or wasted our council's time, our staff's time, and everything else, and the money, and everything else that was about it. It was an unnecessary delay in what we should have been doing for our community.